Bam. Yo, yo. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Casual Experts Podcast, where we casually give our expert opinion on boxing matters. And today, we got boxing prospect Daniel Barrera, a.k.a. Chucky. What's cracking, fool? Why did they name you Chucky? That's tight. I like it. How do you like boxing over there at Chumash? Because that's where you're gonna box at, right? I feel it. Um, how much better do you like it more than the Commerce?
I always like commerce because of the kids and all that. All the kids at the gym, they can always come to the fights. There's no age limit, but for Chumash, it's 21 and over. But it's definitely a much nicer casino and a lot more fun. I mean, there's slots, everything you can think of there.
So it's a
Rather
full
than just
casino.
yeah, rather than just like poker tables and whatnot.
Okay.
Nah, I feel it. So this weekend, we did you watch any of the fights this past weekend? The one on Friday and the one on Saturday.
I did. I watched Sandoval fight. I watched a little bit of Abdullah Mason as well. That's it. Just those two fighters.
So you didn't see Keyshawn's fight?
Nah, I didn't really watch it. I just caught the highlights.
Damn. And you didn't watch Arnold Barbosa's fight?
No, I didn't watch him either.
You're a savage out here in these streets. Um, do you
What you
follow?
think
Do you
of
follow their careers whatsoever? Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
what do you think of that Abdullah Mason fight though?
I think it was good. I mean, he's still young. He's quick though. He's quick and he got some pop, but he makes a lot of mistakes. And anybody that can take his power is gonna give him some trouble in the future. I mean, we've seen that already. He got dropped his
Yeah.
last fight a couple times, but he also has pop to come back and hurt the fighter. So if
Yeah.
those fighters can take it, then he's gonna have trouble. He still makes the same mistakes.
Did you do you have any thoughts on the Barbosa Catterall fight? Even though you didn't see it, did you see the highlights?
I saw the highlights and I was reading a lot of the comments and people were saying that, it was a tough decision to make, but I mean, I thought it was a good fight. It was entertaining for everybody, so I don't know why people are complaining.
I saw the fight at a party. I was watching on my phone, legally,
And
of
what you
course.
think?
Um, I thought the commentary. I was thinking if the judges were able to hear the commentary, then Arnold would have got robbed. But other than that, it was a very competitive fight, and I don't
Some
want to
people
say it
say
could have
that.
gone other way. What?
People say that, but when I was watching the fight, some of the commentators were saying we're giving the fight to Arnold. That what I didn't like is that the boxers they had like Liam Smith and these guys like making their own scorecards. They had Catterall like clearly sweeping the fight, which is
Oh, so they're
outrageous.
being biased with them.
That was strictly biased. Like you can tell like they will go and ask them, hey, how do you guys see the fights? And they're all Catterall's winning like 6-1 right now. I'm like, or it was just like outrageously like the way they had the rounds going. But I don't think the commentating was that like far off because even at the end when they announced Barbosa as the winner, they said, "Oh, look, the right person won. At least the right person won." Those are the remarks that I heard. Yeah, at least the
Oh,
right,
nice.
which is good because you're flying to somebody else's territory. It's a lot of bias over there. The fight,
Facts.
the fight, depending on what you like as a fighter, especially as a judge, what you like, that's how you're gonna score that's how you're gonna score a fight. Barbosa was controlling it. He was a lot more punches, but Catterall did land like like he threw like bigger punches. The ones that did land, you can tell they're bigger punches. But Barbosa was controlling the fight. So depending on just how you watch fights and how you take in fights, then that's kind of how you're gonna score a fight, anyways, right? It's your preference, and that's what a
Yeah,
judge is. Like you're judging off your preference, off of your experiences. So, but the right person did win. I felt like he edged it out.
yeah, definitely deserved it in his career. I mean, he's been going pushing hard through this last 2 years, so he
He
deserved
deserved
the
it.
win.
Is Chucky's mic good, guys? Bernie said, please turn his mic on. Say something again, Chuck.
Yo, can you hear me?
It looks like you should be fine. I think your mic is good. Could be
Yeah, I hear
wrong.
you fine. I don't know.
No, no, it's because we have a different connection than everybody back at home. If anybody's watching, if you could confirm that Chucky's mic is now back on, it would be highly appreciated if you could confirm that. Anyhow, let's get it popping, Chuck. Actually, let's wait. Let's stall out a couple of seconds until someone could confirm or deny that Chucky's mic is working well. Um, Actually, I could just look on my phone. How dumb, huh? What's a fight that you would like to see coming up, Chucky?
I'm definitely looking forward for the Better Beef and Bebo rematch, you know. That one, and of course, I want to see Davis get back in there too. But I think he needs to put those other fighters out of there, like Shakur, and Shakur's he kind of hasn't fought anybody. He speaks too loud for who he is. I mean, I just want Davis to stop him, to be honest.
Mic is definitely working. Go ahead and let us know, Chuck, real quick. Where did you grow up and what was it like growing up there, my brother?
In the beginning, when I was young, I went to different places just because, my family was divorced and that. But so I grew up in Paris, and then I grew up in Riverside, LA a little bit. I think when I was younger, we were in LA a lot. And then once I lived with my mom, we came down to Rancho, and I stayed around Rancho, Riverside area since I was like 8 years old.
Got it. And what was it? Was it rough growing up there, or how did it go?
Nah, it's the suburbs out there.
That's right.
It's cool. It's cool. I met a lot of people. I got a handful of friends that I've had since I was a kid, since elementary school. So, I mean, it's been cool.
That's right. Um, when did you first start boxing?
I was about 12 years old, 11 and a half, probably 12 years old. So my mom was tired of me being at home, summer break, doing nothing, just playing outside, watching TV. So I get into a sport, and she tried getting me into soccer, baseball, football, basketball, all that. And I don't know why, I just always wanted to fight as a kid with my cousins, with my dad, wrestling, whatnot. And then, yeah, I just told her I wanted to box, and she was hesitant at first, but once she put me in there, it was cool. I fell in love with it right away.
Mm-hmm. That's dope. Mike, take care of this real quick for a couple of seconds, real quick. I'm going through some technical difficulties here at home.
Got you. I got you. And then, so when you started boxing, how was it like? When? How old were you from the time you started boxing to your first fight? Like, how long?
It only took like 3 months. I picked it up really, really fast. My coach said, like, I think my second week in there, I started sparring. But yeah, it took me 3 months, and then like I had my first like tournament within like my fourth fight, I think.
Okay. And how was that experience?
It was good. I made it to the regionals in silver gloves. Then I lost. Um, and that was my first loss. And after that, I went on like a winning streak because I hate losing. I don't like to lose.
Yeah.
So I just worked really hard, try to do whatever I can to win, and that's how we got to all those tournaments. After that one tournament, we strictly did tournaments because it was hard to find me fights too because I was so small for my age. So I was like
Yeah.
60, 65 pounds at 12 years old. And it's not really normal for a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
So, and then once I started growing, I was able to get more fights, like fight 2, 3 times a day or a week, and it was fun.
And then, so what's your most like memorable experiences like coming up in the amateurs and doing tournaments and stuff like that?
I'd probably say the Silver Glove Nationals. That was my first national title. And I fought like crazy. I fought 3 times in district. I think like twice in state, 3 times in regionals, and then I think I fought 3 days in a row again for uh for nationals. So it was like one of my most active tournaments.
And how old were you when you fought that when that tournament?
I think I was 15, so that was like my last year of doing it too.
And okay, and then after that, what'd you do next?
We started. No, I was probably 14, but we started. Silver Gloves Nationals. We did that. We did the Junior Golden Gloves. We did the New Mexico um Nationals. We did
How
the
difficult?
qualifiers.
How difficult is it to do the between silver and golden gloves? I mean, obviously it's different, right? But what is the significant difference between the two?
To be honest, it's just the age. So 16 and under, and then 17 and up. That's all it is.
Nah, yeah,
Competition's the same. Competition, everybody wants to win, so but it's just the age.
no, that makes sense. And so, did you win the silver gloves?
Yeah, that was my first tournament I won as a national in the nationals. Yeah, but before then, I was winning like little tournaments like the SoCal States, Desert Showdown,
What you
all
basically
that
just
stuff.
told Mike.
Yeah,
And did you win the golden gloves as well?
the junior Golden Gloves. I never got to do the Golden Gloves.
Got it. But you did win the junior golden gloves.
Yeah, I did.
Fire.
I think that was after the nationals.
Got it. Wherever you were, Mike, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And then how old were you when you turned pro?
I was 20 years old, I believe. Yeah, I just turned pro 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So what? You've had 8 fights already? Is that am I correct?
Nine, 8 wins,
Nine.
1 draw.
Eight. Okay. So
Yeah.
9 fights in 3 years.
Yep.
It's pretty active.
So I'm trying to stay active, you know. Once we first made our debut, it took us a long time just to fight again, just because we weren't signed with anybody. We didn't really have a promoter. So we fought in July, and then we didn't fight until the next year, November. So it
Okay.
was like a
So
big old gap.
most of the fights are then within 2 years, and not 3 years.
Yeah, the 360's been keeping us busy, so
How did that
super.
come? How did that come to fruition? How did you meet 360? How was the talks? Like how did that come about?
To be honest, my manager, he just came up to us one day and he was like, "Hey, like we got somebody that's interested in you. Do you want to sign with them?" And I was like, "Well, let's just see what they have to offer." And sure enough, and I like what they offered. They said they're going to
Fights.
guarantee a certain, yeah, exactly. They're going to guarantee us fights. And the first year we signed with them, I think we had like 5 fights in one year, something like that, or 4 to 5. But ever since then, it's been always for sure four. Um, and I think we could have gotten more like one of the years, but I have gotten injured a couple times, and it sucks, throws you back. But I mean, yeah. So they came up to us, approached us, and they still wanted to sign me after that draw. So I was like, okay, so they must see something in
That's
me.
fire. What was the injury you sustained, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, One time it was my knee, another time was my thumb, another time was my knuckles. It was just constantly, when you're punching nonstop, running nonstop, it just happens.
No, absolutely.
Nothing major, just like minor
Nah,
contusions. Yeah.
nah, yeah. Well, in I think in 2019, I was actually gonna debut at 18, um, around that age, because we didn't want to go to the Olympics. We knew it was a lot of picking and choosing, and it's money behind you if you really want to make it to the top. So we just were like, you know what, let's just turn pro. If I'm gonna fight with no headgear as well, that was another big factor in the
Mm-hmm.
Olympics. Now you fight with no headgear. I'm like, I'd rather get paid to fight with no headgear and rather than not get paid and just win a medal.
Mm-hmm.
But during that year, I tore my rotator cuff sparring in wild card and took a year off, came back, and now we're doing good.
That's right.
And what is it like for you when you were a wild card, being around the legend Freddie Roach and things of that nature, and all the good talent that comes through there? What was that like as a youngster? And I'm sure you still go there occasionally since you're with 360.
Yeah, actually, it was super exciting because as a kid, I was probably luckily my mom let me miss a lot of school,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know was a good idea back then, but uh, yeah. So like on Mondays or Fridays, I'd go out there and watch my coach Daniel spar. So my coach Al's son.
Hmm.
When he'd get ready for fights, and it was just crazy seeing all the pros there, pros that you recognize on TV, and they're really cool. Like, they treat you cool. They're not, all big headed and stuff, and then just seeing all the competition that goes through there, it was pretty fun.
That's right.
Any notable like sparring partners
For me or for him?
for you?
For you.
For me, I sparred Ricardo Sandoval. I sparred Andy Dominguez, Vincent Avina. I sparred Chocolatito. Some that left-hander that fought in a way. I sparred him as well.
Okay.
I forgot his name. He
What
was a
was
big puncher.
what was it like working with the legend Chocolatito?
It was a good experience. That's when I first started coming back. I'm not making any excuses,
Of course
but
not.
I was I was a little out of shape in the beginning, but once I started getting to shape and seeing how he really worked, it was good sparring. In the beginning, he got the best of me for sure. I mean, it's expected. He's a world champion. He's been, pound for pound. But after that, it was like fireworks going back and forth and something you want to pay to see, which was fun.
And what was it like working with Ricardo? I just saw him take a healthy W this past week as well.
Yeah, usually if we're in camp, depending who we fight, we try to get sparring with him too because he's really good sparring. But
Hmm.
it's always good me and him sparring. It's always back and forth. He can crack, I can crack, and at the end of the day, we're both like, we both caught each other with some good shots.
Who would you say gets the better of each other during those sparring sessions?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
like
guess
you.
I guess one day we have to fight and see.
I like that. That's honorable of you. I was just test the one. Just throw that out there real quick. See what comes back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll probably have Ricardo on here pretty soon here. But yeah, that's dope. Um, how do you feel about your fight with Christopher Rios coming up? Is he good competition? I know he got like what 10 or so, 12 fights or something like that, and
He's 10-2.
yeah, he's 10 and
Yep.
2. He got 7 knockouts or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think any fight is a hard fight. I don't think any fight's easy,
That's
which
right.
even on paper, if it looks like it doesn't really matter. Anything can happen in this sport. He's supposed to be a tough kid. He has 7 knockouts. He likes to come forward, so he can be really tough for us if we don't do what we're supposed to do, or it can be really easy for us if we, dictate the pace and establish myself and just dominate.
I feel it. How do you like fighting with 360 in general?
I like it. I can't complain. They give me fights back to back if I wanted to. Or if I want to take a little break and then go back again, they allow me to do so. So which is cool. I can get like two in, take a little break, and then two in again. They're very welcoming too. So the 360 crowd is pretty fun as well. They're always excited to watch, and I feel like they're really, really like loyal boxing fans as well. They're not just people there to like see famous people. They're there to watch and see some good action boxing.
No, I feel it.
What what's next? Do you have like a plan, or you're just taking this fight, or do you have something? You have people in mind?
Definitely always have people in mind, but whoever they threw at me, like it's funny actually with Rios, when I was getting ready for Robles, we were sparring Ricardo Sandoval and I was sparring his brother,
Mm.
Rios's brother. And so we were right there with the team and we were like, yeah, we know eventually they're gonna call us to fight. It's 115, 112 is not a big division.
Yeah.
You're gonna fight each other eventually, especially if you're in California or, you know, and sure enough, 2 fights later, they called us for him, and here we are.
Did you see anything when you were sparring his brother? Did you pick up on stuff? Did you see? Did you or you anything that you can
I
use?
did. I
Yeah.
did. They fight very similar as well. And his brother's bigger technically. He's a little brother, but he's bigger in height and weight. So we'll see if we can put that into play for this fight.
Is he what you would consider the toughest competition you'll be facing to date?
You know what? It depends on Friday night. It depends on me. If I go in there and let him establish his game plan, then it could be. But if not, then
I just mean overall again amongst your other competition that you faced.
Just based on paper, so just by looking at all
on
your
paper,
opponents
yeah.
on paper, he's
On
like,
paper, yeah.
is he like a level up, or is just like is just gonna just building as you go up?
I
How do
think
you
he's
look at it?
building as I'm going up. I mean, my last two opponents already. One was 8-1 or 8-2, and then the following was 8-3 or 8-2 as well. So I mean, I've been taking good competition. So, but yeah, he definitely has a better record than the fighters I've been fighting recently. So on
And
paper,
then
he looks
also you're
better.
not fighting I'm not saying that 360 does this or anyone does this in general, but you're not facing some super 40-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? You're facing
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
young man.
It's
Wait, you
not a
guys are the
one-sided.
same age, right? Around the same age?
Yeah, I think I'm just a year older, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
around the same
Daniel
age.
right here is still a young man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So this is dope. I'm not mad at it. All right. What's something you need to do to establish what are some of the keys to you winning this fight outside of him not establishing his game plan?
I mean, just establishing myself. You guys seen I have a good jab, I have a good footwork, so if I can keep that up for 8 rounds, and obviously there's more. I don't want to give out too much, just in case he's watching.
Of
I'm
course.
just playing.
Don't worry, I'm gonna release your
Just
sparring footage later on today.
oh
I'm just
yeah, I
kidding.
sent that in too. No, but just establish who I am as a fighter, and if the only time I want to get in the inside is when I want to, not when he wants to. So it's just controlling the fight, controlling the tempo, controlling the pace, and make him do what I want to do.
Any fight predictions?
I'm hoping a knockout. Yeah, I think I can knock this guy out.
Early
If
stoppage, late stoppage.
I'd say it runs early stoppage. If I catch him clean, early stoppage. I'm gonna try to get him out of there because I don't want to go a long 8 rounds with this guy.
That's right.
All right.
Um well, we definitely are going to be rooting for you, you know what I'm saying? Well, who do you have your sights on after? I know a lot of boxers say they're not trying to look past their opponent, et cetera, et cetera. But assuming this goes according to your plan, who do you guys have next?
Honestly, I don't have anybody in particular, but I already know Andy Dominguez is gonna possibly an opponent. The guy that Ricardo Sandoval fought, Henderson, he'll be an opponent. That's really it. I don't really see anybody else other than them two. They'll throw at me. So, but if they want to give me somebody else, they can give me somebody else, and move me the right way, whatever works for me.
How many fights are you technically away from a title shot, assuming you everything went according to plan, you finished everybody well, it's exciting, et cetera, et cetera?
I'd say about 8 to 10, 8 to 10 more. There's no rush for me. I'm still young. I got 2 years. So if I can get, we start, let's say at the end of the year, we start moving up into 10 rounds, then
Mm-hmm.
they might be sooner than 8 to 10, but there's no rush for me. 24, 25 would be a good age to get a title shot, do it the right way, wait till I'm fully matured and as a fighter and go from there.
How do you enjoy cutting weight? And how are you starving right now? Is my main question.
No, luckily I don't starve, but this one's at 115, so I don't have to cut too much this time. Last fight sucked. I hate it. But, even then, you still got to cut out all the good foods
What's your
right now.
walking around
So,
weight?
about like 125, 126.
10 pounds ain't that bad. I could lose 10
Yeah,
pounds
no.
right now.
Yeah, see, it's easy work. All you got to do is just drink water, starve a little bit.
What's your diet consist of while you're in camp?
I don't think you guys would believe me, to be honest. But, so days before sparring, so I spar Monday, Wednesdays, and
Of
Fridays.
course.
Days before sparring, I'll have either pasta or pizza with before carb up, and then go in there and get to work.
Now, when you
That's
say
because you're
pizza, are we eating cauliflower fucking dough?
Straight pepperoni, cheese, a little greasy, all
You're
that.
ordering Little Caesars or Domino's.
Yep. Papa John's maybe.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
This is that is.
that's because you're young. You have that young metabolism still.
Yep.
Oh, this food killed me. Uh huh. So you're telling me you have a regular? So you have a regular diet? You're chilling.
For now, I mean, in the beginning, yeah, like for the first 3 weeks out, but then it's just the last 2 weeks. Last week, we cut out bread, salt, anything,
Yeah, but you're not
all that.
suffering your entire camp.
Nah, nah, I'm eating pizza, pasta, lasagna.
Am I confused, or is it common practice for everyone to cut everything out kind of during training camp?
Usually, the people that walk around pretty heavy, maybe. I'm pretty disciplined in what I walk around at when I'm coming back into camp.
Oh, you just told me you eat whatever you want. You're just like my co-host here, like the sports expert just said. You just got to fire metabolism. Oh, we lost him. He's down.
Yeah.
No, I'm back.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
I went to go get some pizza, bro.
Yeah. Who was I with? I was with one of your stablemates, good old Abel Mejia. And he was like 4 weeks out from fighting. And we had just left Robert Garcia's gym from, I think they were sparring that day too. And I took that food at In-N-Out into crumble donuts or crumble cookie, whatever it's called. And he was just looking at me like, damn, I can't really be eating this. And I was like, I won't tell if you don't. Shit was crazy.
That's crazy.
Nah, dang. So then you're not even going through it. You're chilling. You look happy as hell right now.
Right now I'm cool, but I already cut out my pasta, my bread, all that. So it's once I start getting close to the last 6 pounds, that's when I start going through it.
So right now, so what's your diet this week? Because we're 3.5 days away or something like that.
Like in the morning I'll have egg with 2 slices of ham. Probably, and then after that, like at 9, I'll have yogurt, and then after at 3 or at 12, I'll have a fruit. Then at 3, I'll have like another yogurt, and then at dinner time, I'll have like grilled chicken and asparagus. So I'm really not like eating bad or starving or anything. It's just smaller portions, still eating what I need to eat to have energy, and it still tastes good. It's not just plain.
Are you weighing out your food? Are you weighing out your food? Or how your portion?
Yeah, so definitely with like the chicken, 4 ounces is the most I eat. But the asparagus I eat as much as I want, just because it's a good diuretic for us. That's how. I mean, that's the secret to losing weight, I guess.
It loosens the bowels.
Yeah.
He said it was a good diuretic. I like that. You can't even spell diuretic, fool. No, I'm just kidding. That's fire. So, what do you do in your spare time when you're not beating people up?
In camp or outside of camp?
Outside of camp.
Outside of camp, I like to spend a lot of time with my family. Just because I'm always out here, out for a month and a half sometimes, so it kind of sucks being lonely. But yeah, I spend a lot of time with my family. Kind of eat a lot of food. Go to different restaurants almost every day for a bit. For sure, the first week, eat donuts, all that. But other than that, just golf, go see my family, just spend time with them, and be out and about sometimes when I can.
What's up with you allegedly being an avid golfer?
Almost. I don't get that much time to practice anymore. But when I did, I was doing really well. But so I'm trying to get good enough so I can get my boy Canelo out of here with that.
Golf is life.
Yep.
That's
the only way I'll be able to compete with them in any sport.
That's
too big for me in boxing.
Who's your top 5 favorite boxers? All time and then right now.
Benito Lopez, Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera,
No relation.
Davis, and Lomachenko. He could be my uncle, you never know.
And right now?
Right now, I'd say Davis, Crawford, B-Ball. I like Teofimo too, even though like people bash on him sometimes, because he talks a lot, whatever. But he got some skills and he backs it up. I like his athleticism and all that as well. And I don't know who my 5th would be, to be honest.
We got a question from the chat. He wants to know what you think about Marvelous. Do you know what I'm talking about? No.
I was like,
This fool said Marvelous Marvin Hagler. That's the greatest shit I've heard all day, dude. It was just, I mean, it's a joke for me to ask you, but it's an ongoing thing and something completely different than sports.
The innocence of the comment or the remark was so.
Yeah,
Like the innocence, like he's like.
Oh, that's great, dude. You like Beevil, huh? In your top 5? That's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
Beevil's cool and shit, but
He's basic.
You have Crawford in your top 5, but no Canelo. So how do you see
yeah,
that fight
this feels
happening?
crazy.
How do you see that? How do you see that fight happening?
I think Canelo beat him only because he's so much bigger. But if they were the same weight, it's a whole different story.
But they're the same height.
Don't matter. You walking around 20, 30 pounds heavier than him. That's a lot of weight.
Crawford's walking around at 186 right now.
Canelo's probably like 215 walking around, 200 at least.
No.
He's a big dude. He looks thick, and especially when he the size of his neck is probably like 20 pounds already.
He's probably walking around like 190, like around there. I don't think over that.
I'd say like 200, 205 for sure. Other boxers can tell when we're fat.
That was cool. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see Crawford ever beating Canelo anywhere ever.
If they're the same way, I do. But if not, it's too much weight.
So that's the only reason why he's gonna win is because he's heavier or because he's more accustomed to the weight class, essentially.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Canelo isn't a bad fighter. He's good. I like his style. He's entertaining. I've never seen a Canelo fight that wasn't entertaining.
Facts.
So, I mean, I can't say, even like when they were just straight punching bags, it was still entertaining. He'd still do things to entertain us. But I just feel like people with movement and footwork and a good jab can beat Canelo. But
I saw
we've seen that with B-ball.
I saw Oscar say something crazy this week, and he said him and Chavez were the warrior era. Floyd was the agile boxing running era, and now Canelo has brought us into the diva duck era. Do you think there's any truth to that?
I don't know. Oscar might have been the one becoming the diva now.
That was great. He said, I don't know. That's the best thing you could say. You don't have to participate in these conversations with us. I'm just asking. It was just crazy. What do you think?
Going back to that weight, though, you're saying because that's like a big factor. So if you take that same logic and you put it against the Jake Paul and Canelo fight, that means you have Jake winning that fight then? Because he's a bigger fighter?
Nah, but Jake has no skills like Canelo. There's a difference. It's like fighting, of course, like if Canelo fights a heavyweight, but that's an amateur, you're going to mop that dude up because of the experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, not only the weight, but for Crawford and Canelo, I think it's the weight, for sure. Because they both have skills.
It's the weight and the power, though. It's the power.
Yeah, exactly. Canelo's too strong.
Crawford gets hit a lot.
Yeah, I think Canelo's too strong for him, though. Crawford, he's slick and he moves, but he still gets hit. He's not like one of those fighters that rarely gets hit. You see them get chin checked by Gamboa, so.
Yeah, got chin checked by Gamboa. He got hit a lot by Madrimov. So, and that he only fought one time at 154. Now he's moving up again to 168.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good performance that one either, so I don't know why he's moving up. Maybe he wants to get paid. I don't know. He wants to retire.
Well, yeah, because they're similar in age. Canelo has more wear and tear. He's been a pro a lot longer. He's
like 15.
Yeah, he fights a lot. He's a lot more active though than Crawford. That's where I have the issue. Crawford's not gonna fight. I don't think Crawford's gonna have a fight until he fights Canelo. Canelo's fighting in May against William Skull. He's trying to get back his undisputed. So, but that's the thing. Well, I like Crawford a lot. It's just that he's not very active.
Nah. He kind of died down after like 2 years ago. Yeah. He's been MIA for a while.
He's had 2 fights and then Canelo's haven't had any fights since then. So that's the big thing. It's the power. It's the weight.
And the ring activity too now.
The ring activity.
That's too.
Yeah, so Canel's timing is going to be a lot more accurate, and then him having timing and that power, and Crawford just get exposed a lot.
Yeah, he gets too much to be slick, but that's why I don't think it's a good fight for Crawford to take at all. It just unless he wants to get hit by a jab.
It's an interesting fight because Crawford does have a lot of skills to bring to the table, but it's an interesting fight. But I don't see it going Crawford's way at all.
Crawford might take a jab and take a knee and get paid, so you never know.
Oh man,
you never know.
That's crazy.
So you're saying that's crazy. I don't even know where to go right now.
That's a cut right there. After him saying that you just cut, that's crazy. Post that shit on Instagram and that's it.
No, for sure. What possessed you to say that he might take a dive is the only way Canelo will win?
Oh, no. That's not what I meant. I just meant like maybe he wants to pay it, you know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. Yeah. You didn't mean a dive. You just meant boy's gonna get paid regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well, it's too late now, brother.
It's out there in the world. It's out there in the world
now. Chuck. You gave me some clips, brother. You have no idea. Damn. That's so crazy. Shit. What else you got for this wonderful gentleman, Mike?
Who you have winning the Virgil Ortiz at Madrigal fight?
That's a good fight. But I think Virgil. You know, he's super explosive. He has a lot of speed. So it should be a good fight. And you've seen his chin got tested with bull check, and he still came back. I thought it was a controversial win. Maybe that's just me because that's my stablemate. I don't know, but I thought Bocek won. It was a close fight though, regardless. But Virgil still showed that he can that warrior where he came back from knockdowns and came back from tough times in the fight and pulled it off for himself.
Fire.
I respect it.
Anything you want to leave the people with before we clock out today, Chucky?
You guys can follow me on my Instagram at Chucky Barrera 1. Pay attention. Stay tuned in on UFC Fight Pass. I'm going to be fighting February 21st. Should be a good fight. Should be an explosive fight, an exciting fight for everybody. Hopefully I get him out of there early so I can, stay with my family. I don't get paid overtime for this, so the whole plan is to get him out early. And one day I'm going to catch Canelo on the course for sure.
There we go.
Have you ever hit a hole in one?
Not yet. No.
Have you ever golfed like a birdie or something crazy like that?
Yeah. I've gotten birdies.
Really?
Birdies in my time. Mm-hmm.
Me too.
I can't barely even hit the ball, so don't trip. You know what I mean? We're good.
Me too. Wink.
Those are different kind of birdies. All right. I'm going to leave you to it, Chucky. Thank you so much for your time, brother. We highly appreciate you. It's always a show that you put on when we're right there ringside watching you at the 360 events that I attend at Commerce and stuff like that. And I look forward to you going very far in your career. This isn't going to be the only time we've ever interviewed you. I'm sure it's going to be more.
Awesome. Thank you.
Basically every time before you fight. We already got your life story out of the way, so moving forward, we're just going to harass you with wild-ass questions.
Yeah, that's fine.
So don't trip.
You might get more clips out of me again.
That's great. All right,
well,
brother.
Good luck on your fight. Wish you nothing but success, all right?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
This has been another episode of The Casual Experts, along with my man Mike Theory. Today it was Chucky Barrera. Make sure you guys check the link in the description for his Instagram in case you guys want to follow. He's going to be fighting this Friday on UFC Fight Pass. Make sure you guys check that out. And